Okay, I think I'm ready. Every time I try to reposition this camera, I have to monkey with it for 5 minutes to get it where I want it. Anyway, hi everyone, it's me, Laura B at Craft and See with Laura B. Thank you for joining me this morning. I am assuming I'm in frame because I have recorded myself just snippets to check it for a lot. Anyway, I am here because I'm so excited. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have been chosen to be a design team member. Oh, can I get it out without squealing? For Kyung Shotwell. Oh, I'm so excited. My dream has been achieved. And to be a design team member, pick anything I want, do anything with it, no time frame. Well, it's not like I don't have enough going on. It's not like I don't have enough projects going on, and it's not like I don't have enough stuff at the house to do. However, I looked through her papers, and the medieval and I'm doing two, come on, and the King Arthur called to me. Now, I've mixed them all up. I cannot tell you which kid is from which right now. I mean, I can tell you some of the King Arthur. Let's go through some of the papers. Isn't that pretty background? That is just gorgeous. She does some gorgeous, gorgeous papers. If you haven't already checked out my flip through of Kyung's Rocky Mountain High video, I will try to remember to link it so that you can see what I did with one of her gorgeous, gorgeous kits. I'm not sure I did justice to it, but I sure love it. So background, journaling spot, journal pages, music. Now we're upside down again. Oh, I guess I have two. Do I have two of those? Not that it matters. Anyway, it doesn't matter if I have two. Loads for pockets, journal tags, journal page. This one, some of them I printed 8 by 10 to kind of switch up these, and then ended up not using them because, you know, I only want the signatures to be so big. You will see why. That's just gorgeous whichever way it went. I think it's that way. No, it doesn't matter. Nope, doesn't matter. There we go. And that one matters. Excuse me if I have any sniffs. You know, outside, allergies, windows open. Now, for the cover. Well, let's go through the signatures first. I don't need to stand up, but I am. First signature, because I like opening to a battle. I did some tracing paper. Yay, I got the name right. I did spray some just notebook paper. And yes, I used a lighter. Not on the delicate pages, but on these. What I did is I took a lighter. First of all, I went over and scraped it with the razor, with scissors. Now that sound just, oh my god, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Oh, I hate it. So I had to put on my earbuds yesterday morning to do so. And have it like Kid Rock blasting in my ears. And the explicit version of Kid Rock, let me tell you that much. But it woke me up and I was in a good mood for most of the day. What I did is I, did the edges. And then decided that wasn't enough because it is medieval and it is King Arthur. And they were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So I decided, over 1,000, I think, to really not necessarily grunge it up, because I don't want grunge, but I do want old and like, found, and so nothing's perfect and everything's used. These are some coffee dyed papers that I did in the oven, and so here, like, see, I burned a hole in it on purpose. I just need to color that because it rips, because it's very fragile. This color is caused by using my jelly roll pan and layering the paper on it and then putting coffee on it. And this is what it does. It, with the rust, you know, because you bake and all that stuff, this is how it turns out. And I actually love this look, and I think it lends very well to this. Even with the coffee, you see as it, you know, didn't pile up, but, you know, whatever that word is that I can't seem to find. More notebook paper. Is that Lancelot and Guinevere? Or is it King Arthur and Guinevere and he's, I don't know. Some more of this old paper that Mitzie sent to me. And then again, here's the middle. And once I burned the edges, I went around it in the black soot. It wasn't Distress Oxide, it was Archival ink, I believe. Not this color, but yeah, Archival ink. The Distress Archival ink, which I'm not sure what that means. More of this. So what I did, obviously, is I just kind of burned holes in it so it all looked old and, you know, all that good stuff. These names are escaping me, by the way. I know what it's called. I just can't seem to. I'm trying to. I should have not. I had to take this apart so you could see it, but I had these specifically exactly how I wanted them to go. Where'd my other one go? Did y'all see where I put it? I'm sure you did. Excuse me. I do a little bookkeeping. Before I even get into what I'm doing, I didn't even look at the time. How long are we doing? Oh, wow. Okay, 7 minutes. Ew, isn't that a game teenagers play? 7 minutes in heaven? Sorry if I'm talking low. Nope, that's not it. Alrighty. And see how it's torn when I went over with the scissors. Some of them tore. More tissue paper. And more of that book page, notebook paper. Let's move this down. There. Again, paper that I coffee dyed in the oven and burned. Yes, I was careful. If you're afraid of fire, aren't comfortable, don't do this lighter trick, but I sure like how it ends up. Again, burning holes. Being a pyromania. Come on. There. Trying to keep them in the order that I want them. More notebook paper, which you can hardly see that it's notebook paper. Same notebook paper, I should say. The caffeine pills are strong in her. Caffeine pills are strong in that one. If I'm going to rip off and, excuse me, but bastardize is the movie quote, I should get it right, right? Exactly. Ooh, come on. Straighten them and fly right, people. Alright. So you've seen the signatures. Now onto the cover. Okay, I took an old Bible cover and ripped the guts out of it, and I don't know. I'll try to find real quick. I don't know if I can. I might have to look at before I do another video of what year it is. So I ripped the guts out of it and was saving this because it's not leather, but it's, I don't know, and it's very fragile. you know, look at it was tearing apart. It's hard to see. Let me just go through. So here's the front cover, front and back. Here's the inside. This is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to try to make this look as much like this as possible. And then we're just going to put it over like that. And I thought I cut it long enough, but once I glue it on there, it'll stretch. So that's what we're going to do. In the front of it, this is some more of that Italian vintage paper that Mitzie sent me. And so I did my own Pomans version of Mod Podge. PVA glue, school glue with a little bit of water. And then I had to glue it because it didn't like the edges. I did in the center, all I did was some felt just to kind of even it out. You know, fill in that little bit of a divot. I watched another creator that said that if you glue felt down and then the fabric over the felt, it does not show the glue. So that's why there's felt. Plus, I did not want this to be hard. I wanted it to be soft and, you know, as malleable as possible. Which, then, I had gone over the front of this in just that PVA glue mixture because it was in my file folder, and it was getting, well, it got this all dirty. This got dirty because the black was rubbing off. So I put the glue over it. But I didn't like the look of it, and it made it even more fragile, I think. So then I went over and I took this, I wouldn't call it cream, but it wasn't white, tissue paper with the same, you know, Pomans Mod Podge, and then all over that, let that dry overnight. Still, it was like, okay, it still needs something more. So I took my acrylic paints in black, burnt umber, and nutmeg, and then just didn't dry brush, but just like that, and kind of scrubbed and to get with where we are now. And since you can only do one at a time, oops, sorry if that was too, you know, Jaws 3D on you. Now I need to figure out in here. Now if I shut up and get moving, I could probably get this done as well. Anyway, first thing we're going to do, see, I really like that. I just kind of getting it to, there are parts that just don't want to bend very well. Like I said, I've only got 2 signatures, but I still want it to be kind of like this. I don't want the signature spine necessarily narrowed. I want it more soft. From this, I don't know what this is called, but it's not leather. Leather wouldn't crack like that, I don't think. Alright, so let us get started. So this is my second video that I'm filming today. It is Saturday. In my other video that you're going to see or have already seen, I mistakenly thought the Seahawks were playing today, which is idiotic. Pro football players don't play on Saturday. That's college. Anyway, so I apologize. I am going to use antique linen. And I also used, not the walnut stain, vintage photo, but I might use some walnut stain and see how we do on this one. I hope I'm in frame. Alright, here we go. Here we go, Celtics, here we go. That is a harken back to my high school days. I went to McNary High School. Where did my water go? Yo, where'd my water bottle go? There it is. There we go. Celtics. And that was the mascot. So we're going to put a little bit down here. And mix it. Oops. Clap, clap. Joe went to the high school football game here in town last night. And he rode his bike. You know, he has an adult tricycle. And so he did that. And I was so nervous because the game did not get over until so late. Last year, I ended up taking him and picking him up, or at least picking him up, because of the riding home at night. And it just, you know, when he's out of the house and on his bike, I worry about him. Not that he's not careful, but he's a vulnerable adult. And it always bothers me that even though he is just one of God's special creatures and is protected, I mean, it's not like he's protected about everything. He's been hit by a drunk driver when he was living in Oregon. But the point is, I am pleasantly surprised and thankful that people here in town, you know, everybody knows him pretty much, and nothing untoward has happened to him. Anyway, but the game didn't get over until, golly, after 10. And I don't remember them ever going out late in high school. Last year high school. We are talking high school. Yeah. Anyway, so it really, by the time he got home, it was close to 11, and I'm going to have to start taking him and coming back with him. But the whole thing is, you know, that's late. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this real quick, and I'm going to try to remember to silence it. So here's a 3, 2, 1. Hot, hot, hot on the fingers. Alright. And it's still very damp, or fairly damp. But not enough. I don't think it will. Colors won't bleed. Of course, when I want it to do that, it won't. Any other time, it will. Or go other places. And the chickens are singing out there. They're doing an egg call. I get all quiet because I'm so used to crafting in my head, you know? You don't know how it is. So since this is on the outside, I think I want to kind of get it more dirty. I want it to look more worn. And like I said, of course. All right. But back in the cat. I'm telling you, I am getting so much room on this desk and in my caddy since I got this teacher's desk. There's so much room. You know, I've lost probably a good 6 to 8 inches this way. Yes, Mitzie. Surface room? Well, maybe not, because it's probably an inch longer this way. Is that width? So anyway, with all the drawers, I have so much room that I'm getting more room in my stuff, and so it's exciting to see what where I can put things. All right. Okay. What I'm going to do here is put it back. Decided to dry a little bit more. Put this back in here. Oh, ouch. You'd be surprised at how hard that is for me. Sorry. Give me a second. Dang. I cannot use the little glue bottles that everybody else uses. My finger strength is so weak that I have to struggle to squeeze the glue out of them. And, you know, obviously the more you do, the worse it hurts, and the more anyone who has a chronic illness knows this. It takes longer and longer to recover every time you overuse. All right, I do not know, other than this, what I'm going to do with this. I obviously will put something on the front, but what, I don't know. So now, what was the other thing you were going to do? I told y'all. I showed y'all. I thought I did. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I've showed you the signatures. Oh, for love in a bucket. What did I say I was going to do? I was going to use... Oh, that's what it was. Duh. Okay, so hang on 2 secs while I get all of the stuff I need for that. I'm still here. There it is. Ouch. Here I am. Sorry about that. And I put the one. Oh, hang on. I'm here. I'm still here. I was just trying to decide. The brush I use, the big one, is out there. However, it's probably good that I don't have it. Now, I am not saying that I am an expert in this at all. It's like everything else I tell you guys. Do not follow me for expert advice. Follow me for my award-winning personality and my sense of humor. Boy, I feel heavy sounding. Okay, so what we're going to do, keep that there, is we're just going to stipple along the edges. And yes, I should have done this before I put the book down. So we're going to have very, very careful. Very careful indeed. And I've already not been careful. This is not going to be as easy as the cover because I did not put anything down. Would that be called a substrate? I did not put it down when I started, before I started. And this is kind of how my, oops, don't spill. Okay, lids are on everything. And this is kind of how my journals evolve. They really do evolve. I always have a vague, I mean, sometimes it's pretty obvious, you know, I mean, in my head, I have a very clear picture of what I'm wanting. But I am not one of those people that makes a list, doesn't outline any of that kind of stuff. I just, get that out of there. I know what I want-ish, and I work towards that. I do not open the frame. I do not generally have an clear, focused, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They all evolve. They evolve. And I would call it organically. Could be wrong. If that's not the phrase. You know, I get my words mixed up. And I make lots of mistakes. And that is how I learn. You know, I once heard this phrase that goes something like, there are those who learn by reading, there are those who learn by watching, and there are those who have to urinate on the electric fence themselves. So guess which one I am? Yep. You're right. If you guessed the last one, you are right. I mean, sometimes I can learn by watching, but most of the time, yep. You know, it's kind of like, well, it's a hot plate. Well, how hot is it? Let's test it. When I went to nursing school, going to the gym was part of it. They had a, you know, full gym you could use. So I was out there doing leg presses. And up, I mean, the ceiling, which I don't know who could have reached that. You would have had to like have an 8-foot tall ladder and be 6 foot yourself. It was almost that high. Of course, I can't judge height, so. Anyway, there were pipes, exposed pipes. And they had signs on them that said, do not touch hot. Well, I had never once thought about getting up there and touching those pipes until they put that sign up there. Until I saw that sign. And then I'm like, well, how hot is it? I never would have cared until you put that up there. So now what do? Of course, I could never get up there to see how hot they were. But I was like, are you kidding me? Who's going to climb up there? Obviously, they did it for maintenance people, but still. Again, no rhyme, no reason, just trying to make it look not so much like it did. And it really doesn't have to be quite as filthy as the outside. Because, well, it's not the outside. And this, thankfully, dries fairly quickly. And yeah, I did get it on the outside when I didn't really want to, but that's alright. It's a junk journal, right? I don't really necessarily want to put any lace on this. I'm just dabbing this off like that. I'm sure, you know, taking it on faith that you guys know this. Maybe someone doesn't. Dry brushing is really getting the brush as dry as possible and then going over it, and I am not necessarily doing it like that. I'm more pounce and go. And what little I had left on the brush, I brushed over this, and I can still do it because it's covered in glue. I should be able to wipe most of that off because this was worse than it looks now. It was pretty bad, as you can see. And I wiped it off and was, oh my gosh, it actually wipes off, yay. But we'll see if I can do it now. Maybe not. Alright, almost done with this. I'm not going for a faux leather look because it already has that, or had. I am going for more of a, oh my gosh, this is old and grungy, and we found it in some archives somewhere. You know, some cave in Cambria or something like that. So let's see if I can wipe some of it off. Yes, it will. A little bit. Again, excuse the sniffs. I'm just had the bedroom window open all night. There we go. There we go, Idaho. There we go. All right. And I don't think I'm going to sew the signatures in now. And there is a reason I did this off camera. For those of you who are like, why didn't you do that on camera? I didn't know if it was going to turn out. And I didn't want to waste an entire video in the subsequent embarrassment that would happen, even though I shouldn't be embarrassed, but still it would be, for an epic failure. And you don't know how many times I wanted to throw in the towel on this one. Even this morning I was ready to throw in the towel because I just glued that in this morning. Let me put this so I can't mess with it. Okay. Let's see, how far are we in this video? Oh, we're 32 minutes. Let's see what damage I can do in another 10-15 minutes. Again, this is a design team project for Kyung Shotwell. I will link her in the description, and her Etsy shop, whatever they call them, so you can go and peruse. This is the King Arthur and Medieval kits. See how they'll match? See how they'll fit just right in there? And this is already pretty much dry. Excuse me, belch. Oh. And there aren't a lot of pockets in her kit. At least these two. Sorry, I just, wow. Gotta take a drink. I have a wonky GI system. That's what Donna says. Nothing makes sense. What is normally supposed to happen with your gut does not happen with mine. So every once in a while I get really queasy or irpy, and so I have to take a drink. It kind of calms my stomach down. So, okay, 32 minutes, not long video, but let's see, how dry is this and crinkled and wrinkled is it? Because I could just put it on semi-damp and it doesn't matter. Let's see how this works. Oh, I like that. Isn't that going to be pretty? So I got to figure out how to get this on here without, I know I have another piece of felt. It's just whether or not it's close enough for me to grab. Because quite honestly, things are getting pretty hot up in here. Up in here, up in here. And I'm not quite sure where I put everything. Like I said, finished ripping up the carpet in here. And so what was already a hot wreck is like not just one can, not just two, not three, but I think 4 cans of you know what blew up in this entire area because it's just all over the place. And I know someone who likes to organize for free. It's like her thing. She's like OCD about it. And I don't know how serious she is. My friend Jen says she is very serious, and yes, she would have her come organize her house. It's just a matter of getting a hold of her and making sure, yes, she still wants to do it. All right, so since I cannot find, excuse my sniffs, the other strip or 2 or 10 of, I'm just checking these cavernous drawers. Nope. Okay. Did I put it here? Put it down there? Did I put it? Did I put it? Did I put it? What did I do with it? Is girl. She's surprisingly quiet about what I do with things. It's like, isn't that your job to know where I put everything? There it is. I am going to attempt to spread this out. Down these creases, which are hard. I thought about sewing around this because it is fairly thinnish. I think it would work. I don't know. Not well versed on this. Spread. I do have to, I mean, this drawer is cavernous. Obviously it goes like, I don't know, I think I measured it at 30-something inches. Sorry, I got really quiet because I'm gotta concentrate. I want it, this side I wouldn't mind it sticking out a little bit, and I had thought that I cut it long enough to stick out a little bit more than it is. I don't know if it's what I did with the coloring, but the glue doesn't show, so I'm very happy for that. There we go. Okay, so we accomplished what I wanted to set out to do or wanted to do. I achieved my goals. Mission objectives is what they call it, I think, in NASA. And this one is what irritates me because I just didn't get it quite long enough. Let me try if I can re-stick this down just long enough. There. And I'm going to use a Banda clip of some sort down here. And I know I haven't been very chatty with what's going on in life, I guess, in the last 2 videos. But here we go. So this will be the cover so far of Kyung, my design team project. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, Kyung, thank you for having the faith in me and the liking what I do enough to invite me to do this, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I had to start it right away because as soon as I saw those 2 kits, the medieval and the King Arthur, I thought, I don't know if, before I printed them out, I don't know if the papers exactly mesh in like colors and everything I don't care. They're going in this journal. And this is the cover I'm using. And this is, it's going to look like an ancient manuscript, or, you know, how they used to translate the Bible back, the abbots and the monks and all that. That's what I wanted it to look like. My MS brain is not allowing me to come up with the correct words and terms, but I think you get what I'm saying. And now I will shush with the raving. Is it raving? Yeah, raving over just how stoked I am by this whole thing. I'm going to clip this shut so it learns that I want you to do this. Anyway, I love it. I really do. I am not sure exactly what I'm going to do in addition on the cover. I will find something. I will find something. Anyway, if you like what you've seen today, please, 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 please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment box, even if it's just a happy face or a thumbs up. Anything like that gets my tiny little channel notice. Also, subscribe and share with your friends if you haven't. And before I go, a huge thump to all of my new subscribers, my older ones, but my new ones. I appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that I continue to put out content that you like. Ouch. If anyone has any suggestions of what you would like to see, please also drop that down in the comment box. If you'd like to see a video, I may have said it on my last one, but if you'd like to see a video of my dog carrying a 15-pound smash ball, let me know. I've got a little short video. I can attach it. Don't forget to check out my old videos, especially the ones under the chicken. If you like that kind of thing, the chickens playlist. Check that out. I have a lot of playlists that are not just me, that I've... anybody that I liked, any creator that I liked, that I saw a video and wanted to emulate it, it's in a playlist of some sort that I made. So check those out. Anyway, and on that note, I bid you adieu, and peace out, guys. Bye.